Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canale, yes.
That item passes. Welcome to the June 24th, 2025 regular meeting of the Memphis City Council, and I do mean welcome to each of you in the audience who've taken time out of your day to join us today. We are pleased that you have joined us in this important process. Meetings of the council shall be conducted in an orderly manner to ensure the public has the full opportunity to be heard, and the deliberate process of the council is retained at all times. The Sergeant at Arms has meeting agendas available up front, as well as comment request cards for members of the public wishing to be heard on a specific item. All those wishing to speak on an item must turn in their comment card to the Sergeant at Arms before the item is called. If you're not here to speak on a specific item, you can note your request to give general comment at the end of the meeting. As chair, I'll only recognize citizens that properly registered to speak by submitting a completed comment request card to the Sergeant at Arms. Members of the audience and persons addressing the council will not be permitted to engage in gossip, make defamatory, personal, slanderous, or profane comments, or use abusive or vulgar language. The chairperson of the council may maintain order by giving any persons who are in violation of the stated rules of decorum a warning to cease any violative conduct in order to leave the council's chambers, or by giving an order for security personnel to remove any disruptive person in the council's chambers who refuses to leave voluntarily. These rules are posted on the doors as you enter the chamber and as you pick up comment cards. An example of an 11 by 17 poster is also posted on the door. Signs larger than the permitted size are prohibited and will be removed from the chamber. All that being said, let's have a good meeting. Colleagues, I do want to take a chance to recognize and remember someone from our community that has been called many things over the last few days, the most important Memphian, someone that helped create this city that we all live in and enjoy today. And I think that all of us, I think I speak for all of us, that shudder to think what Memphis, Tennessee would look like without the vision of Frederick W. Smith and his creation of FedEx. The Memphis City Council extends our deepest condolences to the family of Mr. Frederick W. Smith, to his many friends, and to the entire FedEx Global family. We share in your sorrow and honor the extraordinary life of a man whose legacy will forever shape the story of Memphis and the world beyond. As the founder and longtime CEO of FedEx, Mr. Smith didn't just build a company, he built an opportunity. His decision to establish and grow FedEx in Memphis transformed our city into a cornerstone of international commerce, creating tens of thousands of jobs and unlocking economic possibilities for generations of Memphians. More than a business leader, Fred Smith was a steadfast friend of the Memphis City Council. He joined us in countless meetings over the years, advocating on behalf of the city of Memphis and championing transformative projects, most notably the creation of the FedEx Forum, and most recently, with his help, the transformation of the Simmons Liberty Stadium. His influence, presence, and pride in the city were unmistakable. He was the ultimate ambassador for Memphis, his chosen home. There isn't a life in Memphis or around the world that hasn't been touched in some way by Fred Smith's vision, generosity, or impact. And for that, we are all profoundly grateful. Fred Smith's legacy will endure in every plane that lifts off, every job created, every dream made possible by the foundation he built, and most importantly, through his children and grandchildren. We honor him, we thank him, we send love, strength, and prayers to his adoring family and all who mourn his passing. If you all would please join me in a moment of silence for Mr. Fred Smith. Thank you, colleagues. Housekeeping, items 25 and 29 will be held until July 22nd, 2025. Item 28 has been withdrawn. 25 and 29 held till July 22nd. 28 has been withdrawn. Madam Comptroller, would you please call item number 1? Number 3.
Item number 1 is a resolution.
3, sorry. We're going to start with
Item
three.
number 3 is a resolution honoring the MA and 9's preliminary civil rights leaders and foot soldiers Stone Wards 30 ceremony. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Walker.
How many minutes I have? A few words, 2 minutes.
Councilwoman Walker, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you all for coming out today. Thank you all for your amazing work around Memphis and the Mid-South. So these people, they are creative and performing artists. They are civil rights activists. They are social justice warriors, and they do a lot of amazing things in the community. And in addition to that, they have extended their brand outside of Memphis. They have built a coalition with members of the Tulsa, Oklahoma community, and also, as we recognize and commemorate today, the community of Selma, Alabama. Thank you all so much for your work, and may God continue to bless you. Memphis City Council resolution. Whereas, on occasion, the Memphis City Council recognizes the vital importance of preserving the legacy of the civil rights movement and uplifting the courageous individuals who risked their lives to secure justice, equality, and dignity for African Americans across this nation. And the Stones in Selma, Ma, and 9 civil rights leaders and foot soldiers preliminary Stone Awards 30 ceremony, which honors 30 trailblazing leaders and foot soldiers and humanitarians, stand as a powerful and worthy example of such recognition. And whereas the Stone Awards 30 ceremony will take place July 5th in Selma, Alabama, serving as a powerful commemoration of the sacrifices made for justice and a vision for rebuilding Black Wall Streets across America, including Whitehaven, I might add, and across America. And whereas the Stone Awards 30 ceremony is rooted in the historic significance of Selma and draws upon the city's legacy of resilience, most notably its central role in the 1965 voting rights movement and the events of Bloody Sunday. And whereas the Stone Awards 30 ceremony builds a connective thread between Selma, Tulsa, and Memphis, 3 sacred cities where resilience met purpose and shines a light on the continued fight for equity, economic power, and transformational change. And whereas honorees of the Stone Award 30 ceremony include legendary Joe Calhoun, Henry Allen, Joseph Smitherman, Annie Pearl Avery, Hattie Mae Austin, Thelma Mothershed, Dr. Reverend M. Wilkins Cooper, Honorable Juanita Orme, Attorney J.L. Chestnut Jr., Attorneys Hank and Rose Sanders, and Joan N. Bland. And whereas the Stone Awards 30 ceremony serves as both a memorial and movement inspiring current and future generations to continue the work of justice and community building stone by stone. And whereas the Memphis City Council proudly honors the mission of the Stone Awards 30 ceremony and commends the Ma and Nine Foundation for organizing this vital event that bridges historical remembrance with a renewed call for empowerment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Memphis City Council hereby honors and commends the Stones in Selma, Ma and Nine Civil Rights Leaders and Foot Soldiers preliminary Stone 30 ceremony and expresses its deepest gratitude to all honorees, organizers, and participants committed to justice, legacy, and liberation. Adopted June 24th, 2025, Pearl Eva Walker, Member Memphis City Council, District 3, and I so move. And now, we're going to hear from Stanley Campbell. Okay, we're going to hear from Andrew McCraven, known as Drew, and he's going to introduce Stanley, who's going to have a few words.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce to you Memphis Footman. Give him a round of applause as he makes his statement.
Thank you, Councilman Pearl Walker. I'm going to shorten this information. I will start here. Today, I am a man that fight for equality, economic wealth for the inner city families, and a safer city called Memphis. I advocate for building a stronger, sure foundation, 1 foot, 9 faith, 1 step, 1 leader, and 1 state at a time. Today, I am Memphis Footman, a 1960 civil rights leader. The civil rights hero character was conceived in Memphis, Tennessee, but was birthed on the foot of Selma, Alabama, Bloody Sunday Pettis Bridge in 2023. Memphis Footman is me, and I am him. I stand here on the shoulder of all the original 1960 civil rights leaders and foot soldiers. Least we never forget. I am standing here wearing Martin Luther King Birmingham Jail booking number 7089 in remembrance to fight on to the finish. I stand and build on Martin Luther King, quote, with this faith we'll be able to hew out of mountain of despair a stone of hope. Many have asked, why Selma? Well, Project 2025. Unfortunately, this MAK quote is still prevalent. We've got some difficult days ahead. Why Selma? Because Selma represents resilience. It's where courage met opposition on Bloody Sunday, and where we now return to plant a new seeds of empowerment, ownership, and unity. I would like to acknowledge Memphis Stones of Selma honorees. They are now standing before me or behind me. So let me call out the honorees that we'll be honoring in Selma, Alabama, that's from Memphis. Norman Redwing, Ramon Ferguson, Sergeant Lewis Moore, Earl Sales, Gabriel Whitlow, Joyce Howard, and the original civil rights group, the Invaders, member, Mr. Joe Calhoun, and all the Rise to 300 more leaders that's standing with me today. And a special acknowledgement to Selma City Councilman Michael Johnson. He is watching us now on Facebook Live. Thank you for this resolution recognition. I would like to extend and invite all of the citizens of Memphis to go with us to the Selma Bloody Sunday Bridge of Hope to reboot Black Wall Street across America and to rebuild a stronger, sure foundation in Memphis. So in closing, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're a change maker, entrepreneur, politician, pastor, activist, student, or ally, this is your invitation to walk with us, build with us, and honor the stones they laid for us. Thank you. Thank you, Councilman. Ladies and gentlemen, Councilman Pearl Walker, she is a bona fide tri-stone leader. Just know that. Thank you.
Madam
So who
Comptroller,
all going to 7 with us? Who all going to 7 with us?
please show that approved by acclamation.
Thanks, sir. Boo Mitch, I love you, boo. All right, yes, okay.
Moved by Walker, seconded by Vice Chair. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 1.
Item number 1 is a resolution approving an honorary street name change on West and East Shelby Drive between Horn Lake Road and Hodge Road for Reverend John Frank Harris Sr., District 6, Super District 8. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Cooper Sutton.
Councilwoman Cooper Sutton, you're recognized.
Memphis City Council Resolution. Whereas, when worthy circumstances arise, the Memphis City Council has seen fit to name certain public roads to honor citizens who have served the city of Memphis. Reverend John Frank Harris Sr. is certainly befitting of this great honor. And whereas the Reverend John Frank Harris Sr. has served faithfully in Christian ministry for over 60 years, embodying the spirit of selfless leadership, compassion, and unwavering faith that has deeply impacted the Greater St. Thomas Missionary Baptist Church and the entire Memphis community. And whereas Reverend John Frank Harris Sr., a devoted husband to First Lady Odelia Harris of 55 years, began his pastoral leadership at Greater St. Thomas Missionary Baptist Church in 1969, guiding and growing the congregation from humble beginnings at 366 East Butler Street to its present location at 4655 Apple Cove. And whereas under the Reverend John Frank Harris Sr. visionary leadership, the church membership flourished, spiritually lives, where spiritual lives were transformed, and community initiatives, including property acquisitions, renovation, and debt-free expansions, were successfully carried out, exemplifying responsible stewardship and community uplift. And whereas throughout his decades of ministry, Reverend John Frank Harris Sr. has ordained ministers, appointed deacons, baptized believers, and delivered sermons with clarity, conviction, and a genuine heart for God's people. And whereas his pastoral career stands as a testament to Christianity's service, family devotion, and civic commitment, and his retirement marks the completion of a profound era in Memphis' rich religious history. And whereas the city of Memphis wishes to honor the Reverend John Frank Harris Sr.'s outstanding contributions and lasting legacy by bestowing a symbolic recognition near the church that he will leave a long life legacy, long time of dedicated service and undeniable impact. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Memphis City Council that West and East Shelby Drive between Horn Lake Road and Hodge Road shall be designated honorarily as the Reverend John Frank Harris Sr. Drive. Be it therefore resolved, the city engineer is requested to affix suitable signs designating this public road, given by my hand under the great seal of the city of Memphis this 24th day of June 2025. Yolanda Cooper Sutton, Memphis City Council, Super District 8-3. We would love to have you say a few words, Pastor.
Honor and praise to Almighty God and all of the representatives who are present here today. I am delighted to stand in a pool of love and joy. God has brought us from a mighty long way. It had not always been without storm, but in the storm, he brought us through. So I'm elated to commend this body of believers and saints of God for what you're doing and what you have said. In Jesus' holy name, amen.
I want to take a picture with you. You got his gift. And we'd like to present this little token of love from the city. You are so welcome. Okay.
Madam Comptroller, please call item 2.
Item number 2 is a resolution honoring Lawrence Boo Mitchell for his outstanding contributions to music and the arts in the city of Memphis. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Swearingen Washington.
Madam Vice Chair, you recognize.
I doubt it.
We are so excited to have an icon in the midst. We have the daughters of the late genius, Willie Mitchell. We have Vaughn and Lo. And we have the son of Willie Mitchell, Lawrence Boo Mitchell. And we're just so excited to have his beautiful family here to support. Everyone knows that Memphis is known for their musicians and producers all over the world. So we're here to celebrate today. We're so proud of you, Boo. Whereas on occasion, the Memphis City Council has seen fit to honor citizens who have made exceptional contributions to the cultural and civic fabric of our city. And Lawrence Boo Mitchell is one individual whose impact as a music producer, engineer, and cultural ambassador has brought national and international recognition to Memphis. Whereas born into Memphis music royalty as the son of the legendary High Records producer Willie Mitchell, Lawrence Boo Mitchell was raised in the heart of the city's soul scene, learning the craft of music production firsthand at Royal Studios, one of the most historic recording spaces in the country. He began his career at an early age, absorbing the sounds of soul, blues, and rhythm and blues, and developed a signature production style that bridges the analog richness of classic Memphis with the technical precision of modern sound, making him a sought-after collaborator across genres. He rose to global prominence as the co-producer and engineer of Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars' hit Uptown Funk, which won the 2016 Grammy Award for the Record of the Year, became one of the most streamed songs of the decade, and ushered in a new era of innovation and recognition for Royal Studios. Whereas his work in the blues genre continues to acclaim, including 2022 Grammy Award for Best Traditional Blues Album for producing Cedric Burnside's I Be Trying, and a contribution to Christone Kingfish Ingram 662, which won Best Contemporary Blues Album that same year. Whereas Lawrence Boo Mitchell has worked with a wide and diverse array of artists, including John Mayer, Buddy Guy, Boz Scaggs, Rod Stewart, Keith Richards, Robert Cray, Melissa Estrich, Snoop Dogg, Wu-Tang Clan, Brandy Clark, William Bell, Bobby Rush, Joss Stone, Robert Plant, and Janice Swearinger. No, I wasn't on him. Demonstrating his unmatched ability to traverse musical boundaries while maintaining an authentic music sound. He served as a producer on the award-winning documentary Take Me to the River and Take Me to the River, New Orleans, which captured the legacy of Southern music through intergenerational collaborations, and earned a 2023 Grammy Award for Best American Roots Performance for producing Stompin' Ground, featuring Aaron Neville and the Dirty Dozen Brass Band. Whereas Lawrence Boo Mitchell influence has extended into film, serving as music consultant, contractor, and producer for the feature film Sinners. You go, boy. Further demonstrating his talent for aligning music with cinematic storytelling. Beyond his production and engineering credits, Lawrence Boo Mitchell is a dedicated mentor and advocate for Memphis music community, ensuring that the next generation of artists and producers have access to the resources and inspiration to continue the city's proud musical legacy. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Memphis City Council, do hereby and recognize and commend Lawrence Boo Mitchell for his extraordinary contributions to music, his stewardship of the iconic Royal Studios, and his unwavering dedication to preserving, evolving, and promoting the Memphis sound. His legacy is deeply woven into the cultural identity of our city, and we express our heartfelt appreciation for his continued excellence and influence in this world of music, given by my hand under the great seal of the city of Memphis, this 24th day of June 2025. Janice Swearinger, Washington, Memphis City Council, District 4. We are so proud of you. And we also have Leah Beach here, who also played guitar in the movie Sinners. I mean, we just have celebrities all over. Come on up here and say something to me.
Wow. Thank you for that, for this proclamation. This is a huge honor for me. I couldn't do anything that I do without the support of my family. So thank you to my mother and my Aunt Yvonne for being here. And also this wonderful city. Memphis is really my inspiration, I think, to stay here and to keep people coming here, because we're the mecca and the source of the world's popular music, modern music. You can't turn your radio on anywhere in the world and not have music that's not influenced by Memphis. So I'm extremely proud of my city, of the legacy of this place. We're a city of creators and innovators. It's not just music, it's people like Fred Smith. It's this city just, we breed creativity, individualism. We're the spirit of independence. We never conform to anybody's tune. We don't dance to anybody's beat. And I'm just happy and proud to be a Memphian. And thank you so much for this huge honor.
Madam Comptroller, please show that approved by acclamation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
If you would, please take us to MLGW fiscal consent, items 16 through 24.
Yeah. Warren. Item number 16 is a resolution approving a 6-month extension of purchase order number 032368 to Mitsubishi Electric Power Products, Inc. for high voltage power circuit breakers for an additional amount not to exceed $1 million. Item number 17 is a resolution amending purchase order number 7033750 to Prolec GE Waukesha, Inc., formerly SPX Transformer Solutions, Inc., for power transformers for an additional amount not to exceed $8,500,000. Item number 18 is a resolution awarding contract number 12576, MPLS Network Support Services, to Mobile Communications America, Inc., in the funded not to exceed amount of $533,615.36. Item number 19 is a resolution approving change number 7 to contract number 12183, Synergy Gas Modeling Software with DNVGL Noble Denton USA LLC, to renew the current contract in the funded amount of $44,971.98. Item number 20 is a resolution ratifying the emergency award of contract number 12269, bore between Union Extended and Flicker with Owens Irrigation, Inc., doing business as Owen Construction Services of Tennessee, in the funded not to exceed amount of $424,334.95. Item number 21 is a resolution awarding purchase order for half-ton pickup trucks to Family Ford, doing business as Hardy Family Ford, in the amount of $785,332. Item number 22 is a resolution awarding purchase order for compact track loaders with attachments to Thompson Machinery Commerce Corp. in the amount of $177,600. Item number 23 is a resolution awarding purchase order for concrete mixer trucks to Tri-State Truck Center, Inc., in the amount of $443,638. And our final item is number 24, a resolution approving change number 3 to contract number 12368, mobile sweeping cleaning with BFCM Floor Services LLC, to renew the current contract in the funded amount of $82,545.56. Mr. Chairman, that concludes our MLGW fiscal consent items.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Councilman Walker, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The committee met and recommended a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
Item was moved by Walker, seconded by JSW. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for MLGW.
Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us back to item 4.
Item number 4 is a resolution approving the closure of 196 feet of Mahana Avenue between Fred Street and Minnie Street and 302 feet of Minnie Street north of Mahana Avenue. This resolution is sponsored by the Division of Planning and Development. It was held from May 20th. There are 2 case numbers, SAC 24-07 and SAC 24-08.
Madam Vice Chair, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met, but we have some friendly amendments that we need to read into the record, if you would be so kind to allow.
Mr. Ragsdale, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Brett Ragsdale with the Division of Planning and Development. I do have something on the screen, Jonathan, if you could put that up. We do have 2 friendly amendments that I would like to read into the record. One, the first is the applicant requested the option to do a temporary closure of Mahana Avenue. We did work with city engineering on the language for this, and they agreed to this, so I'll read that one first. At the end of condition number 2, we will add, notwithstanding the foregoing until the properties adjacent to the closure are developed, applicant may install a type 3 barricade with official MUTCD compliant signage / object markers to indicate the closure of Mahana or other similar barricade approved by the city engineer, and no curb shall be required on Mahana Avenue, and the closed portion thereof shall remain open as a private drive entrance to the applicant's facility. That's the first. And then the last is we're adding a condition number 6, and this was at the request of Dr. Warren at the committee meeting to allow an easement to be added to this condition for the extension of the greenway. And so we did work with the applicant, and they have agreed to that, and we worked with city engineering on this language as well. And so I'll read that into the record. So it's an added condition number 6. Upon request by the city of Memphis and within a reasonable time thereafter, applicant agrees to provide necessary easements across the north and northwestern edges of its campus, but outside of the currently fenced area and north of the flood wall for future use by the city of Memphis for a bicycle and pedestrian rail known as the Wolf River Greenway pursuant to a formal easement agreement containing mutually agreeable terms, and provided that the city shall bear all costs with respect to such project other than the applicant's attorney's fees. And those are the 2 friendly amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Ragsdale. We good, Madam Vice Chair? Councilman Warren, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd just like to thank the owners of the property for stepping up and helping us with that easeway for completion of the greenway. It would have been very difficult to do that without their help and cooperation. And I hope that as we move forward and try to get this contiguous greenway, other property owners will follow their example if we need them to. Thank you again very much.
Thank you, Dr. Warren. Can I get a second electronically, please, for that? All right, item 4 is moved by Vice Chair JSW, seconded by Easter Thomas. Seeing no other members in the queue, no one wants to hear from DPD or the applicant. Please prepare the voting screen for item 4.
Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item 5.
Item number 5 is a joint ordinance of the City of Memphis and County of Shelby, Tennessee, establishing the Memphis and Shelby County Building Home Program pursuant to the Tennessee Homestead Act within Chapter 281 of the Public Acts of 1985, Up for third and final reading, this ordinance is sponsored by council members Easter Thomas, Canali, Logan, Green, Swearingen Washington, Spinoza, Ford Sr., Smiley, Cooper Sutton, Carlisle, and Warren. It was held from June 10th. The ordinance number is 5946.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Madam Vice Chair, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. There was a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
Item was moved by Vice Chair JSW, seconded by Warren. Director Zena, do you want to speak on it first? You need to speak. All right. Councilman Easter Thomas, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to propose that this is an amended ordinance, and Chief Zena will support it, and it should be outlined in red if you have that ordinance.
Does everybody have copies?
Ms. Edgar Burnett, do they have that?
Yeah.
You all have that ordinance? Okay.
Hold on one second. Councilman White, do you need to speak before?
Thank you for acknowledging me, Chairman. I am going to recuse from item number 4 on the agenda, number 5, as I am special counsel for the County Commission and will be recusing. Thank you.
Madam Comptroller, please make note that Councilwoman White is a recusal on this item. Councilwoman Walker, you recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to be added as a sponsor. Thank you.
Please add Councilwoman Pearl Walker as a co-sponsor as well. Director Zena, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you. John Zena, Chief of Development and Infrastructure. The third reading by the County Commission was completed last evening. There were a few amendments made on third reading by the Commission that need to be made in your ordinance so that they match this being a joint ordinance. I'm going to walk through them one by one. In what was just passed around, all amendments are highlighted in red, so you can follow along. The first set of amendments have to do with the form in which this ordinance is updated, and more specifically, the implementation plan that is Exhibit A of this ordinance, how it is amended in the future. In the original ordinance, the amendments to the implementation plan could have been made by resolution. The County Commission made a change to say that amendments to the implementation plan have to be made by ordinance. So it would be joint ordinance of the council and the commission. So that covers the first two items, in fact, that are in red on page 2 of the ordinance. On page 3 of the ordinance, in the first paragraph, it adds, and Shelby County Board of Commissioners. That was just an omission by error, cleaning that up. The last change to the ordinance has to do with the manner in which the Shelby County Board of Commissioners can adopt this ordinance, changing it from a simple majority to a 2/3. That only has to do with Shelby County Board of Commissioners. That does not pertain to you. There was an opinion by the county attorney that they needed a 2/3 vote because this had to do with purchasing and purchasing rules. Changes to purchasing rules have to be made by 2/3 vote according to the county's charter. But again, that does not pertain to you. Moving into the implementation plan, and that is Exhibit A. The first set of changes are on the bottom of page 3 of the implementation plan. Again, this is cleaning up an omission. It originally said that property transfers from the county are subject to approval by the Board of Commissioners. Well, that misses you. And so that amendment adds property transfers from the city or county are made by the appropriate governing body as appropriate, including the County Board of Commissioners or Memphis City Council. So you are brought into that. And then now, finally, the last changes are on pages 5 and 6. and other conditions. Previously, it talked about that the Division of Planning and Development would prepare an annual report of metrics related to the impact of this program. One of the county commissioners wanted that to be strengthened so that it spoke more directly to issues around historical inequities of land access, wealth building, particularly around racial equity. And so, as a result, and now I'm at the top of page 6, there are some specific measurements that the Division of Planning and Development will be tracking as it relates to the program outcomes. This does not affect how the program operates. What it affects is the measurements that Division of Planning and Development will be reporting on an annual basis. With that, I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Director. Councilwoman Easter Thomas.
I didn't want to withhold anybody with any questions. No questions? Okay. Thank you, Chief Zena. Thank you, Chair. So, colleagues, I want to, everybody's added on this, and this is it's a lot of words, but it's a very, very, very exciting ordinance. What's in here, and the county passed it yesterday, and we have the chance to pass it today with an effect date of July 1, but this really gives a lot of chances for us, all of us, 13 of us in the city of Memphis. We have a chance to revisit, reinvest, and relove some of our historic communities that are now seen as disinvested. We have a chance for small and emerging developers to build wealth and to build hope simultaneously in our communities. And we have the chance for neighbors to see some direct, tangible change within their communities because of what we're able to do here today in this ordinance. And this is a big opportunity for all of us. We'll be able to lay claim to this stepping stone for all of our communities, put some parcels back on the tax roll, eliminate some blight, and really get some people working on making our communities not only aesthetically better, but just effective in how they need to be. And so I thank you all for fully supporting this since the beginning of it. We're in our third reading and it's finished, and I just can't wait to see how all of us are able to just think about how we're able to utilize it for each of our areas and sectors of the city. So I'm excited for this to pass. Thank you, former director, now Chief Zena, for all the work that you and your folks on the county part have done. On the county side, Commissioner Erica Sugarman really heralded this fight, and they voted it 13 yesterday. So I'm glad that we'll be able to today. And even if you can't vote, Councilwoman White, we know that you're in support of the work that it does. So thank you, colleagues, for your support on this. And I hope that we can continue to have your support and what we can see pull from this as far as us getting things redone and reinvested and revitalized in our communities. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Well done. Item was moved by Vice Chair JSW, seconded by Easter Thomas. Seeing no other members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for item 5.
Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, recused. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please call item 6.
Item number 6 is a zoning ordinance, amending ordinance number 5367 of Code of Ordinances, City of Memphis, Tennessee, adopted on August 10, 2010 as amended, known as the Memphis and Shelby County Unified Development Code, to authorize a zoning use district reclassification for land located on 0 Mount Moriah extended north of Kirby Terrace Drive by taking the land out of the residential single family, residential urban, conservation agriculture, and residential single family use districts and including it in the commercial mixed-use district, up for third and final reading. This ordinance is sponsored by the Division of Planning and Development. It was held from May 20th. The case number is Z24-09. The ordinance number is 5938.
Madam Vice Chair, you recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. There was no recommendation. This item was held at the May 6th council meeting. I so move.
Item was moved by Vice Chair JSW, seconded by Warren. Seeing the members in the queue, Mr. Councilman Green, do you want to speak before or after Mr. Brittenham? All right. The floor is yours, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to let the council know that after a few months of resets here, the requested documents that I have asked for around an environmental study for the flooding and the issues that I was worried about with our residents has been provided to me, and so I'll be voting in favor of this today. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councilwoman Green. Mr. Brittenham, would you like to speak?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Give us your name and address before you speak, please, Mr. Brittenham.
Dedrick Brittenham. My address is 3385 Airways Boulevard, Suite 229. And thank you very much for your consideration, and we appreciate your vote in favor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Walker, you're recognized.
Yes, were there any conditions recommended upon approval of this?
Brett Ragsdale with DPD. This is a rezoning case, and so with the rezoning, we can't condition, excuse me, so it's just a straight rezoning that we can't add conditions to.
Okay, thank you. So it says here, action requested, take whatever action council deems advisable. I think that we should deem this acceptable and support this. I will be voting for this. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, that just kind of threw me off about the conditions, but I do support this. Can we hear from the applicant?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Are you the applicant?
Yes,
the owner?
This is Mr. Prentice Mitchell. He's the applicant.
Yeah, can we hear from Mr. Mitchell?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. Prentice Mitchell, 3774 Honorary Circle.
So can you share with us a little bit about your background and why you wanted to come forth with this?
Yes, ma'am, of course. As Ms. Thomas spoke earlier, I am a small entrepreneur trying to build wealth in the city of Memphis. I have several projects I'm working on right now. One of them is in this district, of Ms. Green's district. Before I can get this moving forward, it has to be zoned to where I can have, certain businesses put there. So it's a conversation agriculture, and it's been there since the beginning of 385. It's never been used. But just to add to what she said, I'm just trying to start businesses here in Memphis.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield the floor.
Thank you, Councilwoman Walker. Seeing no other members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for item 6.
Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, would you please take us to our consent agenda items 7 through 13?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item number 7 is up for second reading. Ordinance number 5950 is sponsored by Council members Green, Spinoza, and White. Item number 8 is a zoning ordinance, amending ordinance number 5367 of the Code of Ordinances, City of Memphis, Tennessee, adopted on August 10th, 2010, as amended, known as the Memphis and Shelby County Unified Development Code, to authorize a zoning use district reclassification for land located at 2572 Park Avenue by taking the land out of the residential urban and including it in the residential urban use district, up for first reading. This ordinance is sponsored by the Division of Planning and Development. The case number is Z25-04. The ordinance number is 5951. Item number 9 is a resolution approving the final plat for racetrack plan development 2024-009, replacing contract number 5409 and accepting bond as security. There is a request for same night minutes. The contract number is 5476. Item number 10 is a resolution accepting public improvements for Grays Hollow sewer improvements, PD 02356, contract number 5316, and releasing the bond. There is a request for same night minutes. Item number 11 is a resolution canceling public improvements for Oakland Estates Phase 2 Area A Plan Development 04315CC, contract number 5416, and releasing the bond. There is a request for same night minutes. Item number 12 is a resolution canceling public improvements for Oakland Estates Phase 3 Area A Plan Development 04315CC, contract number 5417, and releasing the bond. There is a request for same night minutes. Item number 13, in general items, a resolution honoring an honorary street name change on South Perkins Road between Cole Road and Walnut Grove for Coach Terry Tippett. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Green, and there is a request for same night minutes for this item. Mr. Chairman, that concludes our consent agenda items.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Madam Vice Chair, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. There was a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
Consent agenda was moved by Madam Vice Chair, seconded by Walker. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen. Madam Comptroller, mine still says 6. Councilwoman Walker, did you want to? The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to comment on number 9. So this came before us last year, and we did approve it. This was the southeast corner of Lamar and American Way, where there's a hotel and just a lot of unfavorable things going on at this property. So we did approve the racetrack for this location, and I just wanted to share for those who didn't know that the demolition starts on tomorrow, and also our request for solar at this location. Upon it being taken to the corporate office in Atlanta, they did move forward with this, and all of their, since then, since what we did here, the Memphis City Council, in requesting the solar at this location, they are now adding solar, have added solar to all their other new locations coming forth around the country. And I just wanted you all to know that, and thank you all so much.
All right.
Mr. Chair, I yield the floor.
Thank you, Councilman Walker. Good job.
All right.
Again, this was moved by JSW, seconded by Walker. Madam Comptroller, would you please prepare the voting screen?
Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, would you please call our fiscal consent agenda items?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our fiscal consent agenda is number 14, resolution to accept FY25 grant funds in the amount of $506,236.50 from Shelby County Government through the BJA FY24 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant Program. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by Police Services, and there is a request for same-night minutes. Number 15 is a resolution to accept FY grant funds in the amount of $60,000 from Shelby County Government through the Height Intensity Drug Trafficking Area Grant Program. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by Police Services, and there is a request for same-night minutes. Mr. Chairman, that concludes the fiscal consent items.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Madam Vice Chair, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. We were excited to receive these grant funds. There was a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
Fiscal consent was moved by JSW, seconded by Warren. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen.
Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us to our add-on agenda, starting with item 31.
Item number 31 is a resolution expressing support for the acquisition and installation of license plate reader equipment on state highway rights-of-way by the Memphis Police Department. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the administration, and there is a request for same-night minutes.
Councilman White is not here. Councilman Warren, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Committee met, recommend approval, and I so move.
31 was moved by Warren, seconded by JSW. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen.
Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes.
My screen never came up.
Pardon me?
My screen never came up.
Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. Chairman Canali, yes. Please show Cooper Sutton as voting yes, and Warren Wet, yes.
That item passes. Please call item 32.
Item number 32 is a resolution to approve a scope of change. Let me get that on the board. A scope of change to CIP project PD 04022 in-car video GPS BWC to fund the replacement of the real-time crime center video wall infrastructure. All council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the administration, and there is a request for same-night minutes.
Councilwoman White, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. The committee met and recommended approval, and I so moved.
Item was moved by White, seconded by Swearingen, Washington. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for 32. They're supposed to take.
Canali chair, he's active. Yeah. Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Please call item 33.
Is he signed in as, one moment, please. Is he signed in here, like that? Okay. Item number 33 is a resolution to accept and appropriate grant funding for FY 2025 in the amount of $168,800 from the state of Tennessee for in-service EMS training for 221 employees, all council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the administration, and there is a request for same-night minutes.
Councilwoman White, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. The committee met and recommended approval, and I so move.
Mr. Chair, are we still on 32 on our
Mine says 32.
I think we're still on 32. Now it's 33.
All right, move it again. All right, moved by White. Oop. Seconded by Cooper Sutton. All right, seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for 33.
Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Walker, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Please call item 34.
Item number 34 is a resolution to accept and appropriate grant funding for FY 2025 in the amount of $1,800,000 from the state of Tennessee for in-service training for, let's get that on the board, 1,251 employees, all council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the administration, and there is a request for same-night minutes.
Councilwoman White, you're recognized.
The committee met and recommended approval, and I so move. Oh, there it is.
Item was moved by White, seconded by Cooper Sutton. Seeing no members wishing to speak, please prepare the voting screen for 34.
Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. All right, Madam Comptroller, would you please take us to our regular agenda, starting with item 26.
Item number 26 will display momentarily. It's an ordinance providing for the creation of the Division of Community Enhancement up for third and final reading. Ordinance number 5948 is sponsored by the administration.
Madam Vice Chair, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. There was a favorable recommendation, and I so move.
All right, Madam Comptroller, I can't see anything anymore, so it was moved by Vice Chair, seconded by Warren. Dr. Warren, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to thank the Vice Chairwoman for her assistance with working on this. That's from Councilman Spinoza, who had been working on this with the city. And we've got a couple of amendments here, Section 2 and Section 3. Essentially, these amendments sort of document where this is going to go. Initially, the responsibility of enforcement was with the maintenance, and now we're going to be transferring the responsibility for enforcement to the newly created Division of Community Enhancement. And also, the regulations would be their domain. And I would like to ask Mr. Zena, if he's still here, okay, to come and explain this probably a little bit better than I just did. Thank you, Mr. Zena.
Mr. Zena, you are recognized.
John Zena, Chief of Development and Infrastructure. Thank you, Councilman Warren. The first paragraph that was mentioned relates to the enforcement of the property maintenance code, which is the principal code administered by today the City Code Enforcement Department and soon to be the Division of Community Enhancement. So this clarifies that that property maintenance code would be enforced by this new division and of course not the Division of Public Works. The second paragraph that was mentioned has to do with the administration of the short-term rental ordinance. When the permit process for short-term rentals was added in 2023, we made a decision that it would be the Division of Public Works that administered the permit process as opposed to Division of Planning and Development, with the responsibilities of essentially property maintenance code enforcement going to the new division. It is appropriate, we believe, for the permitting process and licensing process for short-term rentals to go to the Division of Planning and Development, and of course out of Public Works. This would allow our new Division of Community Enhancement to focus specifically on that. It would also allow for the Division of Planning and Development to maintain the functions of permitting and licensing, something that it's obviously very familiar with in doing in work that is already part of the work of Division of Planning and Development. That program of permitting and licensing is already set up on the permitting system that Planning and Development owns and operates on behalf of the city and county, so that should be a seamless transition. I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Zena. Dr. Warren?
Thank you. I think for citizens and for all of us, this is an attempt for us to be able to take a little control over these short-term rentals and be able to remove bad actors from the scene more rapidly for breaking rules and regulations. It puts it in one domain, so two different departments don't have to talk back and forth, makes it less likely that we can be played as a system by bad short-term rentals that we would like to shut down or close down. So I appreciate the administration and all the work that Councilman Spinoza and Councilwoman Swearington Washington have done on this. And I would recommend that we vote for this and get some regulation on these short-term rentals as best we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Warren. Any other members have any questions for John Zena, Melanie Neal? Very good. Councilwoman White, I talked you into it, didn't I?
Well, no, I was just looking for the attached schedule. Am I reading that wrong? Section 4. It says that the additional operating funds and additional personnel requested as per the attached schedule shall be approved, and the city's fiscal year 2026 operating budget shall reflect the additional appropriations. And I was looking for it.
Hold on one second.
John Zena, Chief of Development and Infrastructure. Councilwoman White, I just spoke with Ms. Neal. I understand that there was not actually an appendix attached to this or an exhibit attached to this, but the attached schedule is the FY26 budget that was approved at the last council meeting.
Mr. Zena, what's the timeliness of this?
I believe the this takes effect on July 1.
Why don't we do this? We're going to pause on holding on 26. We're going to revisit this item in a few minutes. I'm going to move on to 27. Madam Comptroller, if you would call item 27.
Item number 27 is a joint ordinance of Shelby County government and the city of Memphis to continue a program for high-quality early childhood pre-kindergarten, pre-K for all, up for third and final reading. Ordinance number 5949 is sponsored by Councilwoman Swearingen Washington.
Madam Vice Chair, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. The committee met. There was a favorable recommendation by all of the council, and I so move.
Councilwoman Easter Thomas, you're recognized, and I'm going to go to our comment request cards.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to state that although I'm in support and my child is going through a pre-K program that is on the affiliated provider list, there's no interest because he will not be participating in the paid portion.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman White.
Thank you. I'm recusing from item number 27. I am special counsel for the county commission, and I won't be voting on this matter.
Noted.
Thank you.
Madam Comptroller, please show Councilwoman White as a recusal for 27. All right, colleagues, we have 5 comment cards. I'm going to start with Robin Mayweather. Ms. Mayweather, if you'd give us you come forward right here to the center podium. Could you give us your name and address for the record? You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. I am Robin Mayweather. My address is 3311 Kimball Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38111. I am the executive director of Red Robins Academy, located in the heart of Orange Mound. And before I get started, I want to thank Councilwoman Swearingen Washington, because you are a councilwoman. Thank you for your support, and thank all of you for your support. I'm here today to ask you to vote yes on pre-K for all and to emphasize the urgent need for more community partners in this effort. Pre-K is not just child care. It's the foundation for lifelong learning. Early learners are critical. Early learning is critical in shaping our children, how they think, how they grow, how they relate to the world around them. And every child in Memphis deserves access to high-quality education, regardless of their income and their zip code. But access doesn't happen without infrastructure, and infrastructure doesn't grow without community partners. And First Aid Memphis, they're prepared to partner, and they've shown that with integrity. Right now, families who are just above the poverty line are told their children don't qualify. This often leaves them with heartbreaking choices, leaving children in unsafe environments, cutting back on their work hours, or leaving the workforce altogether. And when families can't work, our economy suffers, our neighborhood suffers, our city falls behind. At Red Robins Academy, we are a proud partner with First Aid Memphis, and I can personally speak to the integrity and the commitment of Dr. Thomas and her team. They've modeled what equity-driven, child-centered stewardship looks like. But we need the expansion. We need the expansion to include 3-year-olds, and the $1.5 million expansion will give us that opportunity. So today, I want to say thank you what you have done. Thank you for the votes that you have committed, and we ask that you continue that support.
Thank you, Ms. Mayweather. Appreciate you. Aaron Tibbs. Ms. Tibbs, if you'd give us your name and address. You have 2 minutes.
My name is Erin Gorange Tibbs, and my address is 1834 Nelson Avenue, 38114. Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today about something very close to my heart, the importance of expanding access to pre-K education. As a parent in the Libertas community, I've witnessed firsthand the powerful impact of early education. Libertas, a public charter school dedicated to cultivating the minds, hands, and hearts of children for lives of wonder, work, and love, has been a cornerstone of our family for the past year. My son is currently in the pre-K program, and just the other day, he told me he is very excited to become a kindergartner next year. That joy for learning is something I treasure. You may already know that Libertas students consistently outperform many of their peers in language arts, and that excellence starts early. My own child, now in pre-K, now reading independently as a preschooler, is living proof of how effective early education can be. As someone who struggled significantly to read growing up, I know just how life-changing this Head Start can be. But Libertas is more than just strong academics. It's a tight-knit, welcoming community that wraps around each child and each family. My son has been supported not just academically, but emotionally and socially as well. That kind of holistic care is rare and deeply meaningful. So I stand here today, not just as a parent, but as a grateful member of a school community that is making a real difference, and with hope that even more children can benefit from the strong foundation that pre-K, access to pre-K provides. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tibbs. Jalen Mosey.
Hey, how we doing?
You give us your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Jaden Mosey, 1239 Grace Ann Court. Jaden Mosey. As a new home buyer in a family of 7, pre-K for all, not income-based, it's truly remarkable. And my family, my household is behind it, being able to work as long as I do, and then still have the opportunity to send my kids to a well-deserved educational program is something that we love, me and my wife. So we're glad for it, we support for it. We don't want to have to make choices between, the best child care and buying a home here in Shelby County, Memphis. So we're glad again, household of 7, we standing behind it, and we can't wait till everything go through with it. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. Ashley Todd.
Hello. My name is Ashley Todd. Address is 7465 East Wing Cove, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. I've just completed my 14th year in education, having served as a school counselor, ESL teacher, and senior reading advisor. But my favorite role was where I spent the majority of my career as a pre-K educator, because that's where my heart truly is. Pre-K is where the educational journey begins, and it shapes so much of what follows. That's why I not only support this initiative, I've invested my own expertise into it. I'm so passionate about the importance of early childhood education that I launched my own online pre-K program to help make access more equitable and flexible for families. I also have the privilege to serve as a cohort lead with First Aid Memphis. In this role, I have the opportunity to see firsthand how quality coaching and professional development directly impact the teacher success and retention. When educators are supported, they stay. When educators are supported, they stay. And when they stay, our children thrive. This initiative isn't just about expanding access. It's about ensuring quality investing in teachers, and building a foundation that not just supports, but long-term student success. I stand in full support of Pre-K for All Memphis, because this is how we build a stronger city, one child at a time. Thank you for the continued investment.
Thank you, Ms. Todd. Cicely Sharp.
Cicely Sharp, 3013 Carnoustie Road, Memphis, Tennessee, 38128. Hello, I am a mother of a bright, curious 3-year-old on the wait list for Libertas Montessori in Fraser. I've been impressed with what Libertas is doing inside and outside of the classroom in the Fraser community. I, like so many parents, want my child to have a strong, healthy start with high-quality pre-K. Expanding pre-K isn't just a policy, it's a lifeline for our families and communities. It means that my child can learn and grow in a safe and healthy, supported environment. It also means that other parents and myself can return to work knowing that our child is safe. Thank you for your support and expansion with pre-K.
Thank you, Ms. Sharp. All right, colleagues, that brings us to the end of our public comments. Seeing no other members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for 27.
Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Warren, yes. White, recused. Chairman Canale, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us to item 30.
Item number 30 is a resolution requesting the approval for the sale of a city-owned parcel located at 738 Williams Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, Shelby County, Tennessee, and further described as parcel ID number 014-010-00030, District 6, Super District 8. This resolution is sponsored by the administration.
Councilman Warren, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Committee met recommend approval, and I so move.
Item was moved by Warren, seconded by Swearingen Washington. Seeing no members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen for item 30.
Cooper Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen Washington, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canale, yes.
That item passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us back to item 26. All right, colleagues, 26 was already read into the record. It was moved by Vice Chair JSW, seconded by Dr. Warren. Councilwoman White, you are recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. I would like to make an amendment to Section 4 in the Be It Further Ordained clause. After it says that the additional operating funds and additional personnel requested, my amendment is that we take out as per the attached schedule shall also be, and just replace that with as. So it will read as Section 4, be it further ordained that the additional operating funds and additional personnel requested as approved and the city's approved and the city's fiscal year 2026 operating budget shall reflect the additional appropriations.
Second.
All right, so that's a friendly amendment accepted by Dr. Warren and Vice Chair.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions or comments, colleagues, on the amendment or on the entire item? All right. Madam Comptroller, if you will prepare the voting screen for item 26 as amended.
Cooper, Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Logan, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Warren, yes. White, yes. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. I believe the Madam Vice Chair has our same night minute items available.
Thank you, Chair. The same night minutes items are items 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 31, 32, 33, 34, and I so move.
Councilwoman White?
I'm recusing from 14 and 15 specifically, so it'll be all of the same night minutes for the same reasons I represent the county commission as special counsel.
Noted. Colleagues, any other questions, comments, same night minutes? They were moved by Vice Chair JSW, seconded by Warren. Seeing no other members in the queue, please prepare the voting screen.
Cooper, Sutton, yes. Easter Thomas, yes. Ford, yes. Green, yes. Swearingen, Washington, yes. Warren, yes. White, recused. Chairman Canali, yes.
That item passes. Colleagues, I believe we're going to set a record today. We have no public comments. But I do want to thank everybody, staff and colleagues alike. I care deeply about each one of you, and I appreciate your time and attention to this day and this job. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. All right, we're adjourned. God bless you.